Welcome into Rogue Football. I'm your host, Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We have the NFL Combine on-field work kicking off today. Fired up for all of that. But before we get into that, I have some pre-combine my guys. These are the guys that I would pound the table for in the 2024 NFL draft. Guys that I'm higher on than consensus. And I think that some of these guys are prospects that do have a lot of buzz on them, but I might be even higher than what the buzz suggests in terms of round grade. I'm excited to get into it. Just excited to talk about some prospects that I really had some fun watching, that I really like watching play the game. So we'll go through every position, offer one prospect, which is really difficult for me to do, really hard for me to narrow it down in certain spots, but that's exactly what I have done. Just because I don't talk about a guy here doesn't mean I don't love their prospects in the 2024 NFL draft. But let's go ahead and get into it. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you all so much for being here. So at quarterback, Bo Nix. Been talking about him for a long time if you've been paying attention on the channel. He is just under 6'2", 218 pounds. He is a poised quarterback, very poised in the pocket, poised under pressure. He's accurate. He delivers the football on time, accurately, and with good ball placement. He has very good creation capacity as a runner and a thrower, a guy that's a very good athlete. I don't think he has elite arm strength, but he can make every throw. He shows the ability to throw with anticipation. He has a very good deep ball as well, in my opinion. Loves to work the middle of the field, which you need to be able to do at the next level. He has been through adversity in his college career, came out better for it. He's a leader. He's tough. I think he is a long-time plus starter in the NFL, a guy who will be a chain mover for you at the quarterback position. You know, get the ball out quickly on time, but also here and there, he can make some eye-popping plays for you, you know, with his legs, with his creation ability, and taking some deep shots down the field. You put him in the right offense and you put him with the right receivers around him, he can absolutely be a dynamic quarterback, in my opinion, and a guy who can be a long-time starter in the NFL. Really like what Bo Nix brings to the table. Getting into our running back spot. So many fun runners in this class, but for me, I had to stick with Ray Davis. I thought about a lot of other guys, but Ray Davis, he's about 5'8 and a half, 220 pounds. He has it all for me. Speed, power, contact balance, has wiggle in the open field, vision behind the line of scrimmage and in space, knows how to press the hole, which you want to see, has strong hands out of the backfield, can make cuts at full speed. He's willing and able in pass pro, so you can keep him on the field for all three downs. He can run inside, he can run outside, he can run zone, he can run gap scheme. He's just a damn good runner, very balanced. I don't think he has elite long speed necessarily, but he has that burst. You know, the 10-yard split, the 20-yard split should be very strong for him, very explosive. I have a second-round grade on Ray Davis. I think he can be a feature back in the NFL. I love the shorter, more compact build, the mass on his frame, the contact balance, the low center of gravity. Just such a huge fan of what he brings to the table, and he did it at 3 different schools. I think he's going to come to the NFL. He's going to be drafted a little bit later on just because of the devaluation of running back, and he's going to really wow whichever team he lands. At wide receiver, Adonai Mitchell, another guy. If you've been paying attention, you know I'm high on Adonai Mitchell. 6'4", 196 pounds. He does everything at full speed. I like the way he can get in and out of his breaks so quickly as a route runner, a deep threat at Texas, right? Was one of the highest average depth of target receivers in the country. I think, though, he can be a 3-level threat. I think he can do more underneath and at the line of scrimmage than Texas asked him to do. He does not drop the football, can go up and get it at a high level, very explosive leaper, can create separation at all 3 levels, has the subtle nuanced head fakes, the shoulder fakes, has the catch radius, huge catch radius at 6'4" with explosive leaping ability. He has it all, in my opinion. He plays with more physicality than 196 pounds would suggest, gives full effort as a blocker consistently. I just love the entire package that Adonai Mitchell brings to the field. I think he is going to be a wide receiver 1. I think he's going to be a high-impact wide receiver 1. At tight end, obviously, you love Brock Bowers, Jatavion Sanders. Who's next? For me, it's Jared Wiley, 6'6", 253 pounds, out of TCU. Originally started his college career at Texas, but this guy has tremendous hands, does not drop the football. Great size for the tight end position and length, has over 33-inch arms, can go up and get the football. has the contested catch ability, caught over 50% of his contested catch opportunities in college, does have long striding speed to be able to stretch the seam and stretch across the field horizontally as well. Really knows how to just go find space against zone coverage, which is something you absolutely love to see. Comes down with a ton of contested catches, as I mentioned. He's a good technical route runner for his size, a high effort and willing blocker. Not perfect, but certainly not deficient as a blocker, and has enough length and strength and effort to get the job done. He's effective receiver in line as a tight end. He's effective receiver out of the slot, effective out of the backfield. I think this is a high impact pass catcher at tight end early in his career if he lands in the right spot. I have a second round grade on Jared Wiley. Again, I just think that he has a pretty complete game, but also a guy that I think could be a high volume pass catcher. At offensive tackle, Troy Fautanu out of Washington, 6'4", 317 pounds. I believe he has good length. We're going to see here at the combine, but I think he's going to have arm length that certainly passes thresholds. The most technically sound and aggressive pass protector in this class, in my opinion. Sometimes overly aggressive, but the snatch trap, he hits it every single game. He has the foot quickness that really is special out there on an island. A very good athlete on the move as well as a run blocker, getting in space. I think that he's a tackle, but if you are a pass first or zone-based rushing attack outside zone, I think you can plug him in as a guard as well. I love the tape. I love the length, the hand usage, the feet, athleticism, the demeanor. He is team looking for work, always looking to put somebody on their ass. He is an early first rounder for me. Love Troy Fautanu out of Washington. At guard, switching to the interior of the offensive line, Christian Haynes. I've been talking about him since last draft cycle. I thought he should have come out, but stayed another year at UConn. More power to him. 6'2.5", 318 pounds, 34-inch arms. He has absolutely got that dog in him. Great length, great proportional length, natural leverage, moves really well, recovers at a high level, anchors down and really latches onto dudes and they just have nowhere to go. I think he's going to be a stalwart and pass pro and in the running game. Late first, early second round range for me for Christian Haynes. At center, Zach Frazier. He's 6'2", 6'2.5", 314 pounds. I know folks talk about him as a top 3 center, so it's not really saying anything to have him up here. But for me, he is a first round pick. I think most people that have graded him out have him, somewhere in the second round range. I don't think so. I think he is a second round or first round pick. Excuse me. He is center number 2 in my eyes behind Jackson Powers Johnson. He does not have great length, but it is good proportional length, good length for his size, right? He is an athlete at center, can get any assignment done for you from a movement and athleticism standpoint. One of the better athletes that's going to be at the center position the day he steps in the league. Uses his hands extremely well. A former wrestler, you see that. You see the violence in his game, the violence in those hands. I think he's going to start from day one and start for a very long time in the NFL. Love Zach Frazier, and I love the toughness he brings as well. Switching sides to the defensive side of the ball. At edge, Mohamed Kamara out of Colorado State, 6'1", 253 pounds, 32.5-inch arms. This guy is a pass rushing pro. I know we hear about Austin Booker a lot, who I'm a big fan of as well. Jonah Ellis as maybe the top designated pass rusher type guys early on in this draft. But for me, it is Mohamed Kamara. He wins with natural leverage, has a bag of pass rush moves, can win on the outside arc with explosiveness, ankle flexion, body control, tremendous contact balance to work through tackles, stay on track and work towards the quarterback, and he just brings the quarterback down an extremely high clip. I see so much of Melvin Ingram in him. Ingram was a little bit thicker, more densely built, but Kamara has a little bit longer arms. I think that they have very similar games. I think he is going to be a long-time impact designated pass rusher, 3-4 outside linebacker type. For me, he's early day 2. Love the game that Mohamed Kamara brings to the table. Interior defensive line, Dwayne Carter out of Duke, 6'2.5", 308 pounds, 33-inch arms, big, powerful hands. To me, after Johnny Newton and Byron Murphy, I think Carter has the most upside as a guy who can really make an impact on all 3 downs at the next level. He's physical, he's stout against the run, can hold the point, but he can also penetrate at a high level too. He has a really nice variety of hand moves and short area explosiveness that allow him to get into the backfield quickly. He is a second rounder for me. Linebacker, I don't really have a my guy at linebacker. The closest thing I would say to it is Peyton Wilson. He is my favorite linebacker in this class by far. He is a first round talent, but he does have the injury history. Has had multiple big injuries throughout his career, but he's insanely explosive, very instinctive. I would definitely say if I have to pick someone, it's Peyton Wilson, but I don't really have a my guy linebacker in this class. Minus the injuries, he would definitely be a first round talent, in my opinion. At cornerback, Renardo Green out of Florida State, another prospect I can't talk about enough. 5'11, 187 pounds, 31-inch arms. If you run press man coverage, this is your guy. Unbelievable stickiness in press man. Shut it down against Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. against LSU. He creates disruption throughout the route. Quick feet, fluid hips, long speed, enough length to compete as well. He's a willing and able tackler and run support. Does a good job there. I think he's a future star if he lands with the right team in the right system. Early second round grade, generally speaking, on my board. Because I don't think he is super scheme versatile yet. I think if you're running off zone coverage, that's probably not going to suit his skill set best. But again, if you run press man coverage, this is your guy. If you are a press man heavy team, I would have a first round grade on him, a first round evaluation for Renardo Green. That's how highly I think of him in that regard. At safety, Bo Braid out of Maryland, 5'11", 208 pounds, 31 and 1/8 inch arms. There are misses on tape. Occasionally misses a read, misses too many tackles this year, but I would pound the table for Bo Braid. His energy, enthusiasm, explosiveness, quickness, his trigger ball skills. Part of the reason there are some misses on tape, in my opinion, is the usage. Maryland put him all over the field, and I think that is going to prepare him for the NFL. I think he's going to be a high-impact, playmaking safety quickly in the league if he lands in the right defense, if it's a defense that knows how to weaponize him properly, because he can just make so many plays that no other safety in this class can make. I have a second round evaluation on Bo Braid. He's not my top safety. My top safety is Tyler Nubin. I absolutely love his game, but I think Tyler Nubin's kind of the consensus top safety right now. But Bo Braid should certainly be right up there with the rest of these guys. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also let me know who your guys in this 2024 NFL draft class are in the comment section below. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a good one.